Welcome to the briefing room. I'm your host, Emmanuel Makome, and today we turn our attention to Sudan and South Sudan, where humanitarian crises are unfolding amidst ongoing conflicts. Recent assessments made by the Integrated Food Security Phase Classification, or the IPC, have painted a grim picture for Sudan in 14 regions, including parts of Khartoum, Darfur, Kordofan, and Al Ghazira state. Over 8.5 million people face severe food shortages and acute malnutrition. This crisis has been exacerbated by a protracted conflict between Sudan's military and the Rapid Support Forces, escalating ethnic violence and displacement crises on a staggering scale that hasn't been seen before. The IPC's warning of potential famine underscores the gravity of the situation. Famine, as defined by the IPC, could devastate these regions, with at least 20% of people facing extreme food shortages and about 30% of children suffering from acute malnutrition. Such dire circumstances have only been declared twice in the IPC's history, back in Somalia in 2011 and in Sudan in 2017, highlighting the urgency of the crisis at hand. Human rights experts from the United Nations have accused Sudanese factions of using starvation as a weapon of war, deliberately obstructing humanitarian aid and disrupting essential services. Reports of widespread atrocities, including sexual violence and targeted attacks on humanitarian workers, underscore the brutality of the conflict and the challenges faced by those providing aid. In neighboring South Sudan, the efforts are underway to mediate peace talks through a Nairobi peace agreement. These discussions aim to reconcile differences between the government and opposition groups, crucial steps towards stability and eventual elections under the revitalized peace agreement. However, the humanitarian situation remains dire, with millions enduring food insecurity, exacerbated by ongoing conflicts and environmental challenges. The international community's response has been insufficient, with humanitarian aid falling short of what is urgently needed. The United Nations Security Council and humanitarian agencies have called for unrestricted humanitarian access and increased funding to alleviate the suffering in both Sudan and South Sudan. As we reflect on these developments, it's quite clear that immediate action is needed to prevent further escalation of the crisis in Sudan and South Sudan. The outcomes of the peace negotiations and humanitarian efforts will not only shape the future of these nations, but will also have far-reaching implications for regional stability, not only at the Horn of Africa, but maybe it might go and reverberate to other parts of Africa. And that's all for today's briefing. Stay tuned for more updates and in-depth analysis tomorrow. Thank you for listening to the briefing room. I'm your host, Emmanuel Makome, signing off.